Good evening. So we're going to go ahead and get started in probably about the next 5 minutes, waiting for a little bit more people to trickle in. So yeah, give it about 5 more minutes. Welcome to everybody that's on the call. I'm so excited that you decided to come and join me for my free webinar on 4 secrets on getting out of the rut and getting unstuck in 2015. Welcome. This is going to be a great call. In high demand, we had a really good turnout last week, and same for this week. So it's going to be a short little webinar. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but just to kind of share what I've learned and what's made me successful. So we're going to give it about 5 more minutes, maybe 3, and then we'll get started for more people to trickle in. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So this free webinar is called 4 Secrets on How to Get Unstuck and Out of the Rut in 2015. And I decided to do it because I have struggled with trying to find success in my business, my career, and a lot of people send me private messages saying that they've struggled with the same thing too. And so I kind of wanted to share the 4 most powerful things that have worked for me up until this point on getting myself out of the rut and unstuck. Because I feel like a lot of times we let fear stand in the way, procrastination, which is also another form of fear. And we also play the blame game. So I'm going to go ahead and pray so we can get started. And I want to make sure that you guys turn off all social media unless you are sharing this webinar so you can focus and actually listening into what I'm saying. So I'm going to go ahead and pray. Heavenly Father, please bless this call. Bless every single person that is in the reach and sound of my voice. Bless my mind, bless my body, bless my voice so that I may empower and inspire people to live their best lives. Take me out of this and only use me as a vessel so that people may be inspired to live out their purpose. Thank you, God, for letting me step from behind the wall of fear and actually do this free webinar. In Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my story and go into the first secret. So I was always waiting to get started. I had what was called lizard brain. I would watch other people kind of get successful, do all these amazing, great things on social media, but I wasn't going anywhere, or at least I felt like I wasn't getting that quantum leap. It felt like I was just taking tiny, small steps and nothing was happening. And I started to get really dejected and depressed. And so I was always waiting to get started. I started my company after actually ended up failing the bar. which to me was the catalyst for change. And it was such an awful, horrid part of my life, but I'm happy that it happened because it allowed me to create my website called OMG, I Love Your Hair. And before I found out about my bar results, I started working with a law firm, and a lot of people would ask me, oh my God, what do you do with your hair? What is that green stuff you're drinking and eating? And why are you so happy? We're all depressed here because we're waiting for bar results. And so they said, you should start a blog. And I was like, a blog? Yeah, I guess that'd be fun. And so I was always waiting to get started because I had the fear, like, I went to law school. I don't know how to do a blog. Who's going to listen to me? All that yama, yama, yada, yada stuff. And so finally, I got in touch with a friend of mine who got in touch with another web designer, and finally I had my site. So I started my site, found out about the bar results, and I failed. And so I kind of went through a period of being in the valley. And through that period was the period that I kind of birthed my site, and I worked on my site. And I was in the indecision mode, trying to decide whether or not I was going to retake the bar. And during that time, I ended up finding out about a Fulbright from a friend who just casually mentioned it. And it's so interesting to me because I'd always wanted to apply for a Fulbright ever since I moved back from the United States after I lived in West Africa for 10 years, but I never told anybody. So it goes to show you that your deepest desires and your deepest dreams and goals, God hears them, and He will orchestrate it however you want it, no matter what higher power you believe in. So my friend randomly told me about this Fulbright, and then my mind started working. You could never get a Fulbright. I mean, you're intelligent, but you're not that intelligent. I mean, Secretary of States get Fulbrights. And so I kind of told the voice to shut up because it was the voice that we all have telling us to step back, don't do that, and all that stuff. So I decided to go ahead and apply for the Fulbright, regardless of whether or not they were going to tell me yes or no. And I went for it. I told no one but my mother and at the time my boyfriend that I was applying. And so in the midst of that, I ended up getting accepted, and I left to go to West Africa to start my Fulbright at the Ministry of Justice in Ivory Coast. And so just to tell you that that's a little bit about my background, about my story. I ended up working at the Ministry of Justice for about a year. I started my natural care hair product line. And I also turned my blog into a brand and a business that actually makes money. But I came to a point where I was kind of stuck in a rut. I didn't know what to do, how to move forward, how to actually make money in an online business. And so I felt, again, in that space of where I was when I didn't pass the bar. I felt dejected, depressed, like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? Like, I've never done this before. Is this gonna work? And then I remember so clearly one night sitting on the couch after I had taken a break from doing something in the house. And this was at a point where I couldn't find a job after my fellowship, and I was living in somebody else's house. I was pretty much homeless. And just by the grace of God, I was living in somebody's house. And I had a moment where I sat on the couch and I was about to doze off, and something jolted me and was like, enough is enough. And I was like, what? And it came again, enough is enough. It's time for you to actually take action. You are a powerful being. You are created to be powerful and make choices, and you playing small does nothing for you. So I went ahead and got up off the couch because I knew what was going to happen if I stayed on the couch. I was going to fall asleep with my contacts in my eyeballs and wake up all confused and discombobulated, feeling bad about myself that I hadn't done any work. So that's where my story kind of started. And from there, I was able to create my first signature program that has already brought in 2 clients, which I'll tell you guys about later. I was able to give workshops on how to care for natural hair, how to empower yourself in your life at a US embassy in Guinea, which is in West Africa. So I want to say that even though you may see my beautiful pictures online and on Facebook and see that I'm doing such great things as filming a documentary and all those things, I'm just like you. I have fears, I have procrastination demons jumping off my back. I have all these things. So I just want to let you know that I'm not somewhere on a pedestal. I'm actually down in the trenches with you guys trying to figure this out. And I've actually figured out 4 things that work and actually provide results. So we're going to jump right into the first secret, which is the F word. I love this. And it's called focus. And I want to ask you guys, where's your focus? And actually take time, like I asked in the beginning of the call, to turn off all electronics, turn off the TV, turn off whatever you were looking at, listening to Instagram, Facebook, so you can actually pay attention. Because I think that today, in today's social media world with everything going on, it's very seldom that we focus. And so I want to ask you again, where's your focus? What is it that you focus on? Do you constantly flip through Instagram all day? Are you constantly on Facebook updating, multitasking? When you're having dinner or lunch with a friend, are you actually looking into their eyes and not constantly looking at your phone and actually paying attention to what they're saying? What are you giving your focus? So for me, when I realized that my focus was off, that's what brought the success. I had to realize that I needed to focus on one thing at a time in order for me to be successful. And so by focusing on one thing at a time, I was able to write my first book, which I'm actually going to be publishing in about 3-4 days. So the F word is the first secret, is to focus, is to ask yourself, where is your focus? And I want to challenge you to look around at what you're focusing on. Are you focusing on the positive, all the good things going on in your life? Or are you actually focusing on the negative things and complaining and not seeing the beauty that you have going on in your life? And so the first call to action that I'm going to ask you guys to do, secret number 1, which is focus. First, ask yourself, where's your focus? And I want to share with you guys the story of how I was able to write my 100-page book. I was able to use the secret of focus by picking one goal of writing a book. I would always say, oh my God, one day I want to write a book. It's going to be so amazing. And me and my friends would always kid like, oh, we should write books. They'll be great. But you know what I want to tell you? One day is not a part of the week. There's Monday, there's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But one day does not belong in the part of the week. So I want to challenge you guys to take 30 minutes every single day on one goal for 30 days. That's how I was able to write my book. It was non-negotiable time from 5:30 to 6 a.m. No phone, no internet, nothing, shut down. Word document, I typed every single thing out, let it flow for 30 minutes. And when 30 minutes was up, my alarm went off and I shut the computer off. And so I was able to do that for 30 minutes every single day for 30 days. And before you knew it, I had 100 pages. So your call to action for secret number 1 for focus is to pick one thing you will do consistently and focus on consistently for 30 minutes for 30 days. So that's secret number 1. So we're going to move on to secret number 2, which I entitle motto. What is your motto? In order for you to be grounded in whatever your purpose is, or in even trying to discover what your purpose is and what you're here to do, you have to decide what your motto is going to be. And you have to think about what kind of legacy you want to leave, and understand that this thing here called life that we're living is a lot bigger than you. And when you think about that, it kind of takes away the fear. You're going to die anyway, but what do you want to leave behind? So I'm going to share with you my motto. My motto is, my life is my message. As simple as that. Secret number 2, motto. What is your motto? Mine is, my life is my message. And I decided I wanted that to be my motto because every single time that I procrastinate, don't want to do anything, which is really based on fear, I tell myself, people look at my life. What do I want to show people? Do I want to show people someone that sits underneath the desk, scared to take action because I'm scared that I'm going to fail, that people are going to laugh at me, that I'm going to lose money? What is the message that I want to show people with the way that I live my life. And when I think of my motto being that, I live my life in such a way that brings not only joy, peace, laughter, adventure to the world. So when people look at my life, it's a message like you can do it too. So I think it's super important for secret number 2 to getting out of the rut and getting unstuck is to actually pick your motto. Ask yourself, what would be your motto? So your call to action for secret number 2 is to come up with a motto for your life. Think about it and come up with a motto for your life. So we're going to take a little break, and I'm going to tell you that this free webinar that I'm doing is actually a part of my signature program called Enough is Enough. Get Your Ish Together. And I created this program because so many people were emailing me, sending me messages like, oh my God, you're doing all these things. How do you do it? And I wanted to just be like, it's not that hard. Like, you can do it too. But I realized that I needed to create a course where people can actually have accountability, and they can actually ask questions, learn, and be in a group environment where they're loved and supported. So I created this program, which I'm going to post in the chat room. Hopefully you guys can see it. Let me know if you can't see it. I think you should be able to see it. Let's see. I'm gonna try and post it one more time. But yeah, so I created the program. Should be able to see it, hopefully, sent. Okay, and it's a 4-week program where we focus on 4 modules. The first module is called Get Your Mind Right. And I entitled that Get Your Mind Right because in order for us to make any kind of change in life, it's your mindset first. Whatever you decide that's going to happen in your mind, your body will follow. So that's the first module that we dig into. And we look at a lot of past experiences that have hurt us. We look at how we talk to ourselves and the limitations we tell ourselves. Okay, somebody's telling me you can't see it. So let me try that again. Let's see. Okay, redirect. Okay, so I'm gonna try and post this again because one of the people in the chat room told me you couldn't see it. So let's see. Okay, so I think it should be displayed. So you can click on the link and kind of find out more about the program. It starts on February 1st, and like I said, it's 4 weeks long, 4 modules. We do a group call every week where I teach you the tools and strategies that have worked for me to get my ish together, which is what the program is called. Enough is Enough, Get Your Ish Together. So I'd love for you guys to join me. It's pretty much the 4 secrets, prolonged, more detailed, focus, where you get in-depth coaching and accountability from the village. That's going the same way that you're going. So we're going to end up moving forward and move right along to secret number 3, which is the other F word. I'm dropping so many F-bombs on you guys tonight. But it's not what you think. It's actually called forgiveness, which is also linked to self-love and all that woo-woo talk. I thought that it was important to talk about this as being one of the secrets because in order for you to get unstuck and out of the rut, you have to be able to forgive yourself. You have to be able to forgive situations that have hurt you, and you have to be able to forgive other people that have hurt you. And to a certain extent, get out of the blame game and take responsibility for your pain. Because at the end of the day, you're only responsible for how you feel about yourself. And fear, doubt, bitterness, resentment blocks your blessings. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about how forgiveness was able to open up and how it worked in my life. And then I'll give you a call to action. At the time, I had just started law school and I was dating what I thought would be the love of my life. And we were going to go head right off into the sunset and have babies. Until I was taken aback by a scene. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Tyler Perry, I'm sure, but one of his movies called Why Did I Get Married? There's a scene where they're at the cabin and husband and wife are there. Husband has brought his lover to the cabin where all the friends are. And there's a scene at the dinner table where his wife bust the champagne bottle over his head because it was just so unbelievable that he would bring his lover to the retreat and she was also the wife's friend. That happened to me. And so for a long time, I held a lot of anger, a lot of hurt, a lot of bitterness, and a lot of resentment. And I started to doubt myself and who I was. And so one of my mentors told me I should try forgiveness, and I almost bit her. And I didn't want to do it. But one of the things that I have to say, when you're embarking on a new journey, you have to be teachable. You have to be teachable, and you have to be willing to be taught and to try something new when what you've tried in the past hasn't worked. So even though I wanted to bite her, I tried it. And she gave me the exercise of blessing this person and blessing the situation every single day. And so at first I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to bless this person that hurt me. I didn't want to let go of the situation because it was wrong. They hurt me. But I started doing it every single day. I was sitting on a toilet, in the shower, driving to work, making food. I would say the person's name and I bless you. I bless you with prosperity. I bless you with unconditional love. I bless you with peace. I bless you with joy. I bless you with travel. I bless you with an amazing family. All the things that I would have wanted for myself, I bless this person with. And in the beginning, it was not easy. It was very not easy. But the more I did it, the easier it became. And I think that with hurt and disappointment and bitterness, it takes a while to kind of chip at it. And you have to chip at it until finally one day it dissolves. And so I kept doing the blessing work. And finally, after a year, and this is being real because when I do my webinars, I don't sugarcoat anything. I want it to be real because life is real and we're all going through real stuff. And so it took me about a year to kind of finally let go of the situation, let go of the person, forgive this person to the point where if they called me, we could go have lunch together and it'd be fine. And also letting go of not ever getting an apology and being okay with that. And so went about my life, continued in law school, and the most powerful thing ended up happening. I ended up getting a call from this person unsolicited with all the apologies that I'd ever wanted. And so for me, it was a powerful example and demonstration that forgiveness works. And my life was able to open up after that. I was blessed with jobs, internships, opportunities, travel. All the things that I had blessed this person with came into my life after I was able to take responsibility, stop playing the blame game, forgive them for myself, and let it go. So I want you guys to remember that in this experience called life, we're all trying to succeed and be the best versions that we can be of ourselves. And so in order to get out of the rut and unstuck, you have to understand that no man is your friend, no man is your enemy, all men are your teachers. And when you start to understand that no man is your friend, no man is your enemy, all men are your teachers, you're able to better practice forgiveness and the art of letting go. So I want you guys to do a call to action, and I want you guys to pick one person or one situation, and it can also be yourself. And I want you to say every single day with this person's name or the situation out loud to yourself while you're chopping up the vegetables, driving to work, in the shower. I want you guys to say, Becky, this is an example, Becky, I forgive you, I bless you, and I let you go. I forgive you, I bless you, and I let you go. I forgive you for not being who I wanted you to be. I forgive you for not being who I wanted you to be, and I bless you. So I want you guys to take that call into action, and I'm going to type it into the chat room. Actually, give me 2 seconds. Let's see. So let's see. I'm going to type it in now. I bless you, and I forgive you for not being who I wanted you to be. So I want you guys to take that as your call to action for secret number 3, which is the F-bomb, forgiveness. And I want you guys to also bless this person or the situation with all the good things that you wish you would see in your life. So that is secret number 3, forgiveness. And we're rounding out the end. So I'm going to go ahead and keep moving with secret number 4, which is be like Nike and just do it. So many times we wait. And so I want to ask you a question right here, right now, that you're on this webinar, because you're here for a reason. I want to ask you, why do you wait? Why do you wait on the intuition that comes to you? Why do you wait on the ideas that come to you? Why do you wait? What are you waiting for? I turn 30 pretty soon, and secret number 4 has been, for me, one of the biggest ways to getting out of the rut and getting unstuck, especially in this new year, and just doing it. I wrote a piece in my blog entitled, Yesterday You Said Tomorrow. And think about that. Yesterday you said you do it tomorrow. And then today's today, and it's no longer tomorrow. And the day before you said you do it and you still haven't done it. And I want to say that obedience is better than sacrifice. The minute that you get the word, you need to get on it and do it. Because the longer you wait, the harder it gets, and you just don't feel like doing it. So these days, even something as simple as flossing my teeth, I don't want to do it. It causes heart disease if you don't do it. I get up and I do it. Even if it's uncomfortable, I feel lazy, I just do it. Because what I've realized is life is but a vapor, and it goes by really, really fast. And so instead of having what I call lizard brain, which is what I talked about in the beginning, you have to start to take small steps towards those goals. Don't believe in the myth of the quantum leap. There is no quantum leap. Every single thing that you see online or people accomplishing started with the small steps every single day. But that's not sexy. Nobody wants to do the things that are unsexy to get out of the rut and get unstuck. But it's the small steps every single day that bring you closer and closer to your desires, your dreams, your goals. And it's also being like Nike, but also investing in yourself. Because when you get up and take action, you have to invest in yourself to say that you are worth it and that you deserve to be able to do these things. And like one of my mentors says, everything is figure-outable. And yes, it's not a word, but literally think about it. Everything is figure-outable. To me, there are no rules, there are no laws. You figure it out if you really want to make it happen. And so the example that I'm going to give you guys is my website. I had no idea how to put together a blog. What is it called? What is a hosting platform? How do you post pictures online? This was like gibberish when somebody was telling me about it. But I started in 2012, so I'm going into about my 3rd year almost. And I want to tell you that everything is figure-outable, but you have to do it. So secret number 4 is be like Nike and just do it. So I want to give you guys a call to action. As soon as we get off of this call, I want you to go and do something that you've been putting off forever and ever. For me, when I did the webinar last week, it was to go and clean the kitchen. Be like Nike and just do it. No excuses, no talking back. Your brain will be like, oh, I'll just do it later. No, get up and do it now, because when you do it, it releases a sense of power in your life. And it opens up the way for you to take more action and take more action. And as you take more action, more speed you get, and you feel empowered and powerful. So that is your call to action. As soon as we get off of this call, I want you to go and do that one thing, take that one step to being like Nike and just doing it. So we're going to go ahead and close, and I want to tell you guys that it's time. It's time to actually believe that you're powerful, to stop getting distracted by everything you see on the outside of yourself and seeing what everybody else is accomplishing. I want you guys to say to yourselves, enough is enough, it's time to get my ish together. The best time to plant a tree was yesterday, or yeah, that's the Chinese proverb, was yesterday. So today you need to start doing the things that you say you want to do, even if it's the small steps, such as calling an organization to see if they need volunteer help or if they're interested in your business idea, one thing. So I want to close with that, and I'm so glad that you guys joined me on the call today. It was amazing. And just remind you that my Enough is Enough, Get Your Ish Together program starts on February 1st. And There are 3 more spots available. It is a closed program, limited seats, because we go in depth for 4 weeks. And at the end of 4 weeks, you will see results, as I did in my own life. So if you want to check it out, I will post the link in the chat box. So check that out. And you can contact me via my website, omgiloveyourhair.com. Send me a note, send me an email, let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully I will see you on February 1st. Have a blessed rest of the evening, and hopefully I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.